life has a very interesting way of showing us. the journey is usually there is a V on the road, right? You can go to the right or make a left. And again, going back to don't be afraid, go for it. If you don't decide to go make a right or a left, you'll just get stuck in that V without moving. So you might be missing, yes, maybe some painful moments, but life will show up again with another V. And you can make another turn. And yes, it's not always smooth right. No, it can be very, very painful. It can be very difficult. But life is wonderful. So don't miss the opportunity.
When you had a V like this, when you had a V
yes.
like this, right?
Yes.
What would come to your mind if you make the V to this direction or the V to this direction? What?
Well, perfect example. So I received a phone call from a friend asking for a recommendation of somebody that could move to Vietnam and help him. I could have said, yeah, sure, give me a minute and look at my phone book. In those days, we used to use phone books, right? And say, hey, maybe try this guy or this one and give him a number. But instead, I make a left and I said, hey, I can do it. Right? So, yeah, and very interesting. He left. After I arrived, he only lasted 6 months and he left Vietnam. So, again, another V for me. I could have very well said, okay, heading out with you, but I didn't. I made another turn and I said, no, not interested. I'm going to stay. And I did it.
Wow. So don't afraid. Make decisions, right?
No, don't. As long as you're being driven by positive thinking and your decisions are clear and good, you are doing this with the best of your intentions, things will be okay.
Wow, wonderful.
Well, it seems to me that a lot of learning and emotional intelligence is what's called osmotic. It's because you're a model and people absorb it. Kids absorb it. Kids look to adults for how to behave. So you're teaching lessons for better or for worse in emotional intelligence all the time you're with a kid. And the more time you spend together, the better, if the lessons are good ones.
Wow. I have two last questions for these conversations. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
And one question is about thinking, because Vivian and I, we've been on the quest to help people to improve their ability to think also, because we see there's so many noises these days that are affecting our ability to think. So the question for you, Daniel, is how have you been growing your ability to think?
I try to resist my phone. Our phones are our best friends and our worst enemies for thinking. The reason being there's a direct relationship between how emotionally unregulated you are and poor thinking, or being calm and clear, managing your upsetting emotions. That helps you think the most clearly. And our phones have all of our distractions. Everything that you like to see, everything you like to hear is there in your phone in an instant. So being able to resist, to not pick up that phone and look at all the things that distract you, but keep your mind and your focus on the task at hand, I think that's the most important thing for thinking well.
The big aha moment for me was, and I write about it in my book, my new book, which is called Any Dumbass Can Do It. I write about it in the book in that, in 1997, I was given the opportunity to lead the company, and our goal was to take the brand to the world. And I think from a marketing standpoint, we knew how to do that. What I didn't know how to do was to build a culture in the organization where people could act independently any hour of the day and feel good about it. So I was searching for that answer. And actually, it was 2 years into my role as CEO. I was actually on a Qantas 747 flying from Los Angeles to Sydney. And as you do when you're flying long distances, you take stuff to read. And I was reading, and I read a quote from the Dalai Lama. And the quote was, "Our purpose in life is to make people happy. If we can't make them happy, at least don't hurt them." And I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if you could create an organization where the people's happiness was really important? And then I read another quote from Aristotle, who was born in 384 BC. And he said, "Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work." And I thought, well, those two things really join together. If people are happy and they're enjoying what they're doing, then they're going to do great work. But I still didn't know how to do it. Anyhow, when I got back to San Diego, I was reading something in a local newspaper about a master's degree in leadership at the University of San Diego. And I went to an information session where I heard my mentor, my dear friend, Dr. Ken Blanchard, the guru of servant leadership, talk about this master's degree, which was about getting people in the heart, not just in the head. So here I was, already CEO of a US public company. I went back to school and I did a master's degree in leadership, which was really very focused on, and Ken was one of my professors, which was really very focused on how do you build an organization that's really focused on servant leadership. So it was there that I found the tools. And as you've talked about wisdom a little bit, we were talking before we went live, I think there's a journey to wisdom. You go and I think that starts with forever learning. So what you do when you learn is you gain knowledge. And when you put knowledge to work, you create wisdom. So my path is to be always a forever learner, to be able to gain knowledge. And once you have knowledge and you put it to work, that's when wisdom arrives. So that was my journey.